Hey everyone, and welcome back to Apocalyptic Guitars. Yes, and we're getting very close to finishing this build here. What we're going to tackle today is shielding the back cavity, and then putting the hardware in as much as we possibly can. And then the next video to come will be wiring and fitting the pickups in with the pickup surrounds and stuff. So we're almost there, folks. We're almost there. So let's check out what we have. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to shield the back here with shielding tape. This is the ground wire for the bridge. And basically what we're going to do is just shield this and shield the back of the plate. Then once we do that, we're going to put in the hardware. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. And then we'll come back and we're gonna tackle the pickups and the wiring. So here we go. Let's get cracking. All right, folks. So what we need for this basically is shielding tape. I like to use copper shielding tape. You could use shielding paint if you want, but I'm old school. I like to use the tape to do it. Now this is double conductive tape, which means you don't have to friggin' fold it and to make a connection, which is perfect because I don't have patience. This is like the worst part of the build for me. I really don't like it. Anyway, what I do is I like to cut strips about the size, and I do this for basically all the way around, and some longer ones for the sides, like so. And basically we can work from here, and if we need more we'll cut more later. But yeah, anyway, we take our strip of tape, and what I like to do is I like to pull it. Now this is going to come flinging back at you, so what you want to do is you want to grab it right away and fold it back like that. That way it's not going to come like rolling back at you, which is a pain in the ass, but hey. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in here. And I like to start basically almost in the middle, but not quite in the middle. So just about right there I like to start. And you can burnish it down with your fingers at first. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect inside here, folks. It is the inside of a cavity. No one's going to see it. And it's doing its purpose by shielding any unwanted frequencies that come in. And then we're gonna come in with this piece. See, what I'm doing is I'm using both hands, and then I have my thumb at the very end and grab it and then fold it. That way it's not gonna come springing back at you. And we just fit it basically. Now with this one we can push it on the side, and for this we're gonna have to poke a hole for the shield wire. Push that through as much as you can. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You want it to do its job, and that's about it. It doesn't have to look good. It just needs to do its job. However, you don't want it to be like a mess too. So get it as good as you can possibly get it. But, you know, if there's wrinkles in it, don't worry about it. Honestly, really don't worry about it. And then we can come in here and check. All right, so we know our hole is right there. And what you do is you fold it over so it hits the plate stop on the thing, on the body right here, the plate stop, or the plate surround, if you will. So there you go. And then what you can do now is that we know we need more because there's spots missing. So now we can cut a little bit more. It's always good to cut less and then cut more if you need it, than cut too much, because depending on what guitar you're building or what I'm building, pickup cavities are a little different in different sizes. So it's not all going to be the same lengths of shielding tape. Does So that's why I like to cut a little less and then a little more after the fact. So there we go. Just get in there. Don't stress it. If you're doing this at home and you're building a guitar and you're like, oh, there's so many wrinkles in here, it doesn't look good. Really, don't worry about it. It's the cavity. No one's going to see the cavity until you have to pry it open and then do some work in here. But again, it's just to shield unwanted frequencies inside of the cavity coming in. Alright, so here we go. Fold it and bend it. And then we just have this little side here to do. Now, if you're looking for like really perfect uniform inside finish and stuff with this stuff, then I would honestly suggest using shielding paint. However, shielding paint is expensive and it can be a pain in the ass, especially with if you're doing finish like an oil finish or a nice finish. If you get it on your finish, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get out. So that's why I don't use shielding paint. But that's just my thing. Alright, so now that that's good, make sure everything's burnished as much as you possibly can. And now we do the sides. Now this is the longer side, so this is gonna be like right here. With the longer tape, you want to be especially careful not to have it spring forward on you. So this is a good technique. Alright, now what we do is we start here at the very end of your tape from this side, and then you just kind of, you want to guide it around the sides. Just guide it. Just like that. And then burnish it with your finger. Just like that. There we go. And then what you want to do is I take an X-Acto like this, and then I cut where it curves. That way you can bend it to your liking or to your needs without tearing it. And then we just kind of burnish it down on the plate depth stopper, if you will. I don't know what you call this. Just like this. Now don't worry, we're going to be cutting this so it's nice and uniform around. So don't worry if it doesn't look right away. Really don't sweat it, because all this has to do is make contact with your back plate shielding tape, and you're good to go, basically. So we're just gonna need a little more around here. Basically, we got our switch in, and try to get it as centered. There we go, so it's right there. Alright, there we go. We got our switch in there. We're going to take our barrel jack and la-di-da-di-da. Unscrew everything, and we're going to pop that in just like so. There we go. Now with the barrel jack, you're going to need some sort of pliers to tighten it down. But since we still have to wire it, I'm just going to go finger tight for right now. It's really not a big deal. As long as you're getting it on there. That's all that matters right now. Just like that. There we go. Now potentiometers. These are 500K. And we just throw that in there. I like to do one at a time because it is a lot easier to do one at a time. And we just throw in our thing like that. And make sure it is positioned. And we're just going to finger tight that. And then we take our other one, make sure we get in there. I know you can't see this, folks. I have the camera at a weird angle, but I'm going to show you what we did. And there we go. So now what we can do, here I'll position that. Now what we can do is actually tighten down the knobs, the pot screws here, or the pot things, whatever the fuck they're called. And all we need is a socket with the right fitting. And all we do, so we hold it like, we hold it upright, and then we hold it in place, and then we tighten it down. You don't want to over tighten pot nuts, because if you over tighten them, they will go right through. If you over tighten these, they'll go right through the body, because you need a rather thin platform for these, so rather thin hole. So anyway, now we're gonna take our knobs, and I'm gonna need my Allen keys. That one doesn't fit. There we go. We're gonna take our Allen keys. I like to leave it about 1/1000th of a millimeter, or 1/1000th of an inch off of the body. Like so. You don't want it to scrape against the body. Now that is smooth. Yeah, you don't want it to scrape up against the body, folks. That is not good. So about 1/1000th of an inch above the body. Just enough for clearance. And there we go. We're running smooth, folks. And so, what we have now is our, let me see if I can get more light in here. That didn't really help that much, but you can see we got our three-way, our knobs, and our barrel jack. We got a bridge in, and everything is good to go for wiring now. I still have to shield the back plate, which we'll get to that. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, folks. Next video, as I said, we're going to wire and we're going to fit the pickups. The pickups should be arriving on Friday, so we'll get that done. And we'll clean it up, and it should be good to go. And then it needs a setup and all that stuff. So there we go, folks. This is Nate Apocalyptic Guitars. Have a good one.